are live. I'm actually messing around, staying up late. I have stuff to do tomorrow where I'm going to start preparing for another show. I'm actually going to a show in Long Island tomorrow and then heading to another show in Connecticut next week. So me and a buddy of mine are preparing tomorrow to go to the warehouse and kind of fix stuff up. So one of the things that was on the list was this Mortal Kombat. You could actually see it right here. And actually, it's funny. I actually ordered that disc as a kid. I have it to this day from the arcade. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna mess around with that. We're gonna probably switch over here to the area where you can see me as well. We can do some soldering, whatever. But we're gonna be working on it. So if you guys have any questions, doing this also for the guys across the pond, right? Because you guys in the UK have different time zone than us. So I know we have fans on the channel on that. So, I'm mainly testing out my equipment. I spent a few hours. I was supposed to start this a while ago, just an impromptu thing around midnight, my time, Eastern time in the US. And it's now 2:30. So I'm hoping to wrap this up by 3 o'clock, 3:15. We'll see what happens. But it's a chip that I just need to get socketed. And I've been meaning to do it. So yeah. Cool. So yeah, I see command the line. He said, "Wait, what?" It said 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I started it 10 minutes ago, but I guess the software immediately started it, but I wasn't quite ready yet. I had to grab a drink real quick, and then yep. So I see Encore MPW says good morning. Good morning to you as well. And we'll probably get this started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over there. Unfortunately, I don't have my lav mic. I can't find it. I hadn't found it for like a couple weeks. I don't know what I did with it. They're really tiny. And I was going to use it to kind of walk around the arcade because I have multiple cameras set up. But unfortunately, I only have this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk, walk over there, switch it, and then kind of come back and talk what's going on. So real quick, I'm going to switch to the other camera. See if we can get this going here. So this is Mortal Kombat 2, and it is working. We actually pulled it from the warehouse last year. It's been sitting all this time, and I've been procrastinating, been so busy. But yeah, so we pulled it from the warehouse. We didn't take the audio board out because it has this audio board that comes off. We left that there, and I just took the main board because it'll run without it. So it doesn't have audio right now, but that's not what the issue was. The issue is that it has a track mode and everything, but if it does some weird stuff, if you start a one-player game, it'll actually it'll show secret characters right away. Sometimes it'll give you, instead of putting 1 credit in, it gives you 99 credits. So it's acting very odd. And I talked to Mike. I don't know if you know the guy Mike. He does a YouTube channel called Mike's Amateur Arcade Monitor Repair. He's like Mr. Mortal Kombat, and he loves the game, knows all about it. So I was talking with him last year at the show. Actually, I was hanging out with Master Daniel Pacina behind the scenes, like trying to get this game to work because they wanted to play it. So we got the attract mode working. This is fine. And basically we just disconnected the control panel so it wouldn't mess up. So, people could take pictures and stuff, and we needed to play it. So I told my buddy who runs the show, I said, hey, I'll just take it home with me. I'll quickly socket it and bring it back for next year and prepare it. Well, here we are next year, and it's going to be next week. So I need to get going on this. So anyway, so Mike, I texted him really quick, and he got back to me, and I actually took a selfie with with the characters there, and he was like, oh yeah, I've seen them before, I've met them, but it was cool. So he's like, yeah, that thing is usually socketed, just swap out the chip, you're good to go. But on my board, it's not socketed, so I have to socket it and then swap out the RAM. It's a CMOS RAM. It has a U49 error, I believe. And coincidentally, maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, he posted a video doing the same thing where it was doing something odd, and he swapped that and it worked. So I guess it's a common issue on these boards. Not really sure. I did order the stuff, so I'll actually switch over to here. Let me switch with me. There we go. So I'll light it up as well. So I have the RAM here. It's a, I want to say it's a Sharp, but it's a LH 5268A. So that's what we have here. So I don't know if you could see that. Let's try to zoom in here. There we go. So yeah, so that's the chip that needs to be swapped. It's a CMOS RAM. I ordered a couple of them, probably three of them, and then I have two sockets because when you socket it and you solder it in, you want to stack them like that together and snap them together. That way, when you solder it in, it doesn't melt and get all crazy. Yeah, so that's what I have here. And let me just, I'm just adjusting my zoom here to be perfect. Might be a little blurry. It's the camera's still adjusting. There we go. But this one's in 4K. The one's on me is in 4K. And then the other one for the monitor over here, it's actually just my old camera, 1080p, but it looks good. So I don't care. Last minute setup, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Oh yeah, Encore MPW says don't forget his other channel, MK Arcade Source. Yeah, actually, I had subscribed to him for years on that first, and then he created the other channel. I definitely want to stop by his place in Wichita, Kansas. He has a arcade that he opened up. I think he moved, and it looks pretty awesome in the walkthroughs. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and switch over. So I'll explain. So anyway, like I said, it looks regular and normal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle through. So I had to run it on my Smash TV machine because Midway is very power hungry when it comes to stuff. So this game would not run on my Candy Calves, neither one of them, because I guess it wasn't strong enough because it's very finicky. We have to turn up the voltage and stuff. So I don't want to mess with my power supplies. So I put it in my Smash TV, which requires a beefier power on that. So I have Smash TV Total Carnage with a switcher and Robotron. But what I did was I basically just took out my J-Rock Robotron and put in this for now. So you'll see I'll cycle through. So I'm going to actually click through stuff. You're going to see flashing and stuff. But I'm going to try to boot this up again so you guys can see the error that's happening. And then I'll even start a game. So here we go. Okay, so I rebooted it. The first one was Smash TV. The second one was Total Carnage. And now it's back to this. You can see it says Mortal Kombat 2. And everything checks out. Except it says U49 error, and typically that's the CMOS RAM that you have to swap out. Chip goes bad, you know. It's probably three or four I've seen this happen to. So yeah, there it is. It says U49 bad, unable to restore factory settings. You can hit any button to continue, which I'm about to do. But then when I start a game, like weird stuff happens. Like check how many credits. I'm putting in one credit only, and you'll see it'll like jump up. And then the other thing that'll happen is you'll see weird characters at the beginning. They'll appear like the secret characters appear. Again, this has no sound because the soundboard's not connected, but the game does run no problem without it. It's not really required. It's just for for me to fix this. So hang on, I'll switch over to that now. Yeah, I'm switching back to me for a sec. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 65,000 credits. Check it out. When it goes back to the title screen, it'll say 65,000 credits. I just hit it once. There's no way I could have done that, even if I tried. So let's see. I'll do it again. You'll see it. Man, this stinks walking all the way around. It's on the other side of the arcade. So you could see it had some glitches there. It actually said, if you go back, you'll see that it said thousands of credits. So yeah, it'll do that. For whatever reason, it's not starting the game now. I'm going to try restarting it again and then see if that'll work. But it acts very odd. So let me go over there and try to get it to act strange to show you guys. Okay, so I started a game. It should select it automatically. I'm using the Smash TV, so it has the two joysticks. So I don't. I only have control on the left side, not the buttons. There's no buttons. All right. See, there's secret character immediately comes up. That's Jade. It'll do weird stuff like that. Sometimes you can get through the level. Sometimes you can't. And then sometimes it'll show smoke on different stages. So that'll happen every single time when you first start it. So when I described the problem to Mike, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely the CMOS chip. Just change it out." So fingers crossed that'll fix it. So yeah, tons of credits. Yeah, everybody's chatting in there. Yeah, definitely a lot of credits there. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna unplug the game. I'm gonna put it on the bench, and then we'll start desoldering that chip. I'm not worried about it coming out. I could always snip it out if I have to. They're a little problematic sometimes to take out. But yeah. So oh really? So yeah, I'm looking at Silly Sausage 72. He said he stripped my black Solar 2 cab finally and found out it actually is an MK2 cab. Hoping to find me a MK board now. Great video. Yeah, the MK2 boards are pricey too. There's one for sale actually. I saw on the Arcade Projects forums, I think, where the guy thinks it's possessed. He can't figure out what's going on, where it acts very odd. So I'm wondering if he's having the same issue I'm having, where it's acting all weird and crazy. So this chip does erratic behavior. So let me go ahead and pull that. I'm gonna yeah, I'll just leave it on this one right here. Let me actually go to the bench. Let me switch it over to this. I'll light it up. I'll set it there and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab it. Feel free to converse. Okay, I am back. So I already pulled it out, and this is the board right here. So you can see it says CMOS RAM replaced. I wrote that because that's what I'm about to do. And I don't know what's going on with this focus, man. It's driving me crazy right now. Anyway, I will leave this here. Soldering stuff, soldering, get it warmed up, and hopefully we'll get this going. So the chip, I'm trying to figure out where the chip was. I can't remember. Uh, Double check. It might be underneath. I'm just looking at it closely here. Take that off. I can't remember. Find out. I know those come off the side, and then this one comes off here. Pretty sure I have to take these off. What I'm doing is let me make some more room here. I basically took this little thing out here, and I'm about to just there's like these things on the side you just got to take out where you pull it out. ever so carefully. Wow, that's really on there. Hang on, I just need to brace it on my legs here. All right, I loosened it up, so but basically you see there's a plastic piece that goes along with these. That comes out kind of oops like that. So this has the RAM and the eproms on it. I'm going to put it on the side, and then I don't think I need to take that out. This right here, I might have to. It might actually help me if I'm desoldering, but let me see here. I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys a little bit. Um, this chip, can't remember. Let me look. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's get my glasses here. I think this is a chip right here. It actually says U49 error, but the chip is at that. Let's see, UJ11 5268A. I can't remember what the replacement is. I'm going to look now. Yeah, this is at 5268A. So that's the one I'm going to replace. So I guess he thought it was socketed when we were talking on the phone, but it's definitely not. So it has to be done. And I think that's it. So to take that one out, I usually use flux, a flux pen, similar to, let me see if I can grab one. I usually have a Kester flux pen like this. This is great to use like on monitors and stuff, but because it's a thing that I want to take out all at once and I want all the solder to really flow and stuff to come out of this thing here, I use this. This stuff is really great. It's really for surface mounting. Yeah, let me talk into the mic. That would help. So yeah, surface mounting stuff instead of using that. And the other part of it, it's like a plunger. You open it up and then squeeze some out, and then it's clear. So it's really good, and it really makes everything come out perfectly. So I have my glasses on. These things are awesome, and we'll see what's going on. I'm gonna try to keep up with chat at the same time. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like when people are doing work. Encore MPW said he's changing his capacitors tonight in a 1993 Mustang GT ECU. Nice. Hey, Peter, I'm in Connecticut too. So, yeah, it's pretty late. It just took me so long to get this all set, and I have to get it done by tomorrow because we're making a trip to the warehouse to get this done. So let me switch over to just this, and then we can continue. So the chip that we want to take out is this one right here. It's UJ11. You can see it right on the bottom there. So what I like to do is, just to avoid any confusion, let me just double check. So that's the chip right there. Have my hand on it. And so it's this one right here. So I'm just going to make a mark just so I know that it's these two rows that I'm taking out. I'm not messing with that. That's the EEPROM. It's the worst when you're like desoldering stuff and then you realize, oh crap, I took the whole thing out. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see more of it. It decides to focus. There it is. It's pretty quick on focusing, this camera. That's why I switched. But all right. So that's it right there. You can see the mark. Try not to get a glare. And then I'm going to leave that peg in there as kind of, maybe I can take it out. Yeah, it should come out pretty easy. Really awkward to try to show everything on camera and use the strength of your Yeah, I need pliers to do that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. All right, get in here now. You know what I should do? Hang on a second. I usually add solder first. I think I might. Just feel like it's clogged, so I took the nozzle off there. Yeah, I try not to put too much because this stuff will clog up my Hako. It's done it. It's a pain in the butt to clean. So I think I'm done with this. I'm gonna put it away. Put the cap back on this. This stuff is super expensive. It's the only bad thing, but it works really good. All right, actually, this goes in here. Put this to the side for now. All right. Sorry, there's no music. I haven't messed around with that yet. I'm trying to ditch StreamYard right now because I pay like $50 a month, and I never really use it too much. So I'm trying to just get. I was on OBS before, switched all my equipment around, and now I have to just get it going on that. Make some layouts. So what I might try to do, let me try doing it cold turkey and see if it works. Usually you have success if you turn it a little bit. So I'm going to try it. Try to get the mic. That one's clogged. Hopefully you guys can see that. Should have a fan on. I have an exhaust over here, but it makes a lot of noise, so it doesn't really take long, and I'm trying not to breathe in. See my thing smoking? That's a flux burning inside of it. I'm gonna try to do this without a hot air station. I have one there. Sometimes it won't come out, and I have to use it. Lot. Good. You know what makes me really nervous is that it's not my board. It's my friend's board, but I should be fine. I think we're good. Definitely don't want to lift traces or anything like that. Look at all that flux in there. Trying to just get it all out. All right. So there were a few that didn't work right. I just got to solder again. So I'll do that real fast. This one. Let that cool. I'm gonna let it cool down for a bit because I don't want to overdo it and lift pads. So but yeah, let me check out your comments in the meantime. Switch over. I can actually do the opposite. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'll turn that off for now so I'll be clear. Cool. Gannon 136 says, "Hey everyone, hope you're having a good Saturday morning. It may be late, but we're here." That's right. 24/7. It's the only time I get to do stuff is at night. Yeah, so this I think Rossman, he's like the repair guy, right? Like for Apple stuff. Yeah, he's the guy who probably talks about this stuff a lot. And then there's another guy, I can't remember the guy's name. He has like a beard, white hair. Don't know where he's based out of, but he does a lot of repairs too of like 3080 cards and all kinds of surface mount stuff. It's amazing. Oh, cool. You work shift overnights is a good thing for me. Awesome. Yeah, trying to make the shift go faster, right? Peter's saying Hako had 25% off sale the other day. Did they? That's cool. Yeah, my Hako, I got pretty lucky. I actually wrote to the company and they sent it to me for nothing. They said, "Hey, just use it, promote it." I have a review that I kind of still owe them. I started it, never finished it, but I will get that going because I really wanted to use it for a few years before I give the verdict on a thing. But it has a couple issues where I had to replace some screws on it that kind of came out on their own, so I had to go to Home Depot and match them up and all that. But I did replace some, and it's been good to go ever since. I have the Hako 300 FR 300. I think the 301 is out, but because it was free, I spent basically $150 on all the stuff. Like I got every single tip possible. I got the screws to there's like these little drills that you can do by hand to kind of get stuff if it gets stuck. The cleaning kit, the pads, all that stuff. And I make my own filters with this stuff. It was on the forums where you can cut them out yourself using this cylindrical like tool, and then I have like tons and tons. I can make thousands now. That's where I'd spend the money. So it's this part right here. I don't. Oh, some solder just fell out. It's this part. I don't know if you can see that filter. I basically make my own now, so way easier to do, way cheaper. And if it gets clogged up and you saw the smoke, that thing will get really dark. And a piece of solder fell. It was a big chunk, and I have to look for it later. It fell on the ground somewhere. I don't know where it went. But yeah, so let's see what else we got while it cools down. Oh, you're babysitting 8 slot machines. Nice. Oh, thanks. Cayenne saying keep up the great work, which is, I mean, I do this for fun. But let's get back to it now. So I have it here. I think I'm gonna try. You can see most of the studio in the background, but I don't know if I should turn it or not. But when I duck, I kind of get out of the way anyway. So maybe I'll just switch it over to that. But yeah, let me examine it real quick. I filled a couple more with solder, and I'm just gonna take them out now. Just gonna look at it real quick. See it right there. I filled in like Those came out that time. All right, so I think they're good. Let's see if I can get a close angle of that for you guys. This is it right here. See how far we could zoom in without it glaring. Let me see if I'll hold it up. Yeah, see, so I basically, you can see there's a lot of black in the middle of those. That means I got all the holes out. So hopefully when I turn this around, I should be able to just take this chip right here and lift it out. But that doesn't always happen. So what I usually have to do is you have to take these out. You have to heat it up with the air and then pop it off. But I really don't want to do the air. So I'm actually looking at a close up separately here. What I do also is I have a tool, a chip puller. And what I do is I hold it like this and put it underneath, and then I'll heat it up and then gently just poof, comes right out. But I'm not going to do that today. Hopefully not. Let me look to see what's holding these in. I'm just examining them a little closer here. Get a tool here. Trying to move each like little leg. So, this is a pretty hardy board, so I would never do what I'm doing on a on like a Galaxian or something like that. Way too delicate. But this one, so what I'm doing is I'm just taking each one and making sure that it's loose so that I can pull it all out all at one time. So those were pretty good. These look good too. Just touching them. Yep, that one's fine. That one's fine. I think I got them pretty good. This one doesn't look too great. This one doesn't look like it came out at all. All right. This is really nerve-wracking when you're trying to take it out. So let me see if I can get underneath. You really don't want to use anything metal, I am, but I'm not supposed to. So yeah, that side's completely out. So this side right here, there we go. This side right here is completely out. This side is not. So I'm just trying to work my way out there. Wow, it's really quiet. Let me know if this bothers you. I'm going to try turning this on now. That's the fan. I'll probably leave it on for a little bit just to see how loud it gets. Last time I had it on, it would drown out my voice, where the AI tried compensating and it screwed everything up. It actually zoomed out. Ah, came right out. Nice. That was super easy. So that's the original chip. Looks like the dot is facing this way and the notch underneath is also facing this way. So it has to go away from the edge. All right. So yeah, can you guys still hear me with that? Let me know. I have the fan on right now, but it might be compensating for it because I do have the NVIDIA AI enabled for noise suppression. So all right, I'm shut it off for now because I don't need it. And what I'm going to do, what I like to do is I like to clean it up. So I need swabs. So give me 1 sec. I have alcohol right here. Zoom out some more. Oops, wrong way. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab them real quick. I don't know if you heard that. I almost killed myself. I forgot that I had the camera set up for the machine. And when I walked past it, all these wires almost tripped me. But yeah, so I use cotton swabs for printers. So instead of using, actually, they're not cotton. They're like just different material. They're printers, to clean printers, and they're awesome. They work great. They don't leave residue on these things. So I just take this and I just spray it. So I'm going to go ahead. I need to put on my magnifiers here so I could see if there's really any issues. Yeah, they look clean. So I'm just checking the contacts. Yeah, I should have more of these now. More of these. I'm also taking off that. You saw the marker there. I just took it off with the alcohol. This one looks a little sketchy. That one right there. So I'm going to fill it in. That's why you check it. I want the legs to go in nice and easy. That's what was preventing it from coming out. All right, so I just filled it in. I'm going to use this to take it out fast. Nice. Now it's a nice hole. All right. And again, I will show you what I was doing here. So let me look. All right, that's where I am right there. Keep forgetting I have my studio monitor there, which I never look at. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right there. And all I did was just clean it and make sure that every single one has a hole there. This one did not. So I just fixed it and now it's good to go. Sometimes I'll do the front too, just to make sure it's a little dirty. All right, that looks perfect. All right, so this I've done before. So whenever you socket something, right? A lot of people make the mistake of buying cheap stuff on eBay. Don't do that. Buy some quality. They're called dual wipe sockets. And the other difference too is like you see this right here. Like the other sockets usually just have the one in the middle and not the ones on the end. So like it gets really flimsy. And plus, the plastic is made terribly. So like when you heat it up on the bottom, this ends up melting on you. That tends to happen now if you overheat it. I have mine set to 650 degrees Fahrenheit. But to avoid that, you can either put the chip in if you don't have a socket, right? You always want to have it in there. But the problem with that is sometimes you can damage the chip if you put too much heat. So the best thing to do is just double it up. So I'm making sure the notches match. You just snap it together like so that something's in there so that when you solder it in, it doesn't melt and get all, distorted with the shape. So then once you put it in there, you just pop the top one off and you still can reuse it. Like you don't damage it or anything. So looks like the notch is going down. Fits right in. Sometimes I cheat, which I'm about to do, where I use tape to hold it on there so I won't have to worry about tacking it in. You don't have to do this. I actually had this tape just in case. You're supposed to use Captain tape. I was actually going to heat it with the hot air stuff. And what you do is you put the Captain tape over everything to absorb the heat so that it doesn't melt and desolder all the surface mount stuff or whatever. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go over it like that, just to hold it on there temporarily while I solder it. Nothing fancy. Just makes it way easier. I'm going to tack in the two ends first. And then I'm going to double check it on the other side because I don't want to do all of them. And then it ends up not working right. So, all right. See, I am zoomed in all the way. Huh. So this is it right here. The other thing too is I need to get um I want to get LASIK surgery. I just can't stand that I have glasses. I had glasses maybe the last 2 years, 3 years, and it sucks. Especially during the pandemic. It really was terrible wearing a mask with glasses on. Um, 'Cause I have to wear them all the time now. First, it started out with reading glasses. So it affects me working on these. It's just uncomfortable to have these on with your glasses. It just sucks. So I plan on getting LASIK done, so I'll have no glasses again. That would be great. I've had no glasses my whole life. So basically, I tack that in. It's still actually not in there all the way. Let me do all four. I might have to tack it in anyway. So I'm going to hold it from underneath. So to tack it in, I'm just going to be able to show you guys. Hang on. I usually have this off so it's not on the board. Don't want to drip any on it. Okay, that's on there now. Now I can technically take this off and we'll get the rest done. So I'm going to try to get it at an angle that you can see it. So let's try that. So this is it right here. Right there. Oops. My head might get in the way. I'm going to try not to, but I'm using a chisel tip on this. Makes it way easier. But yeah, if you like what you see, leave a comment below, either before or after the video. If you don't have time to watch it now, you can watch it later. But if you like them, I'll do more. They're pretty easy to do. Just hard during the day. My kids are like, man, I have a teenager and I have a well, not a toddler anymore. She just turned 7, but she's awesome. So is my son too, but you've probably seen my son on the channel every now and then. It's great. We're actually traveling this summer. We traveled to my buddy Troy's house to an event we dubbed summer camp, and he traveled with me on that. It was awesome. We just went. We took a road trip. We drove all the way to Florida. Actually, we stopped off in Virginia and just kept going, and then we drove back. I flew the girls out, so they just met us down there. But it was a really good father-son trip. We love doing that stuff, and he's really into the arcades. He loves pinball. He loves Defender. He's really good at it. He's just naturally good at Defender. It's kind of sickening because I suck at it. I'm usually good at a lot of the stuff. Trying to not get in the way here. That's it. But I want to take these ends off that I tacked on and redo them. Hope this works. You know? Oh man, I just knocked down all my Q-tips here. It should work. Fingers crossed, right? All this for nothing, but hey, at least we socketed it. That looks good. gonna double check my work. Hang on 1 second. I'm just gonna look at it really closely offline here. Yep, that looks good. I'm just gonna clean it now. I really need some sort of alcohol dispensing system. This spray is a little too much, but it works. So yeah, with a Q-tip, you'd get stuff all over these pins. It would suck. Sorry if the camera keeps hitting back and forth. I have it in autofocus. I really should put manual on it. All right. I think that's it. Good to go. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take like a rag and you can spray it. I just sprayed a whole bunch of stuff all over it. And put it down over here. Then you take a small paintbrush like I have. And just clean. Boom. Now it looks perfect. All right. So there is the socketed chip. And now all you have to do is, if I can get it in there. Hang on. I'm not at the right angle here. Two. That's it. You can still use it. And this is the RAM. So you can see the dots that way. So that's where I want to face it. It's a little wide. So what I'm going to do, I usually just like put it on a flat surface. Let me grab one of my coasters. What do you guys want? Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Zookeeper. Yeah, let's use Zookeeper. It's my favorite game. And let's put that down. All right. And I just kind of just take it and bend it forward. Bend it forward. And we're good. I actually have a chip straightener here. Put it, that's actually for the smaller side. You flip it over. You have the bigger ones. Which this one didn't really, looks like I did it too much. But instead of doing what I'm doing here, where you're trying to straighten it yourself, you just put it in here when it's wide, and you just kind of just like, that's it. And it should be perfect. Let me put it in. And now I'm going to push it. Actually, let me. So I just popped it in there gently. I'm going to check all the legs before I push it in. That way I don't bend anything. Let's see. That looks good. So that's it. That is now a socketed chip, brand new CMOS RAM. We shall see if it works. Looks easy, but it's pain in the butt doing the socketed stuff. But I've done a lot, so I feel like I can do it without the air now. But if you needed to, I have an air station right here. Check it out. You basically just, turn it on. But I'm always worried about that because I have reactor on the left, right on that side. And I don't want to forget that it's there and then just have the hot air just on it and it ruins my artwork. That would suck. All right. We are going to pop this in now. So let me zoom out. Hey, what's up, Sprint Star? He's like, wow, live prepares. Hey now. Hey, Omega Mark, long time no see. Yeah, I'm being a night owl because I'm meeting my buddy tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the warehouse because we're doing the Retro World Expo next week. And typically the Mortal Kombat crew, at least Master Daniel Pacina comes down. We see him pretty much every year. And because he's there, we like to he likes he has like a booth set up with autographs, and we usually put the machines right next to him. So this year I'm going to be in charge of arranging the machines, just like I did last year. Let me just pop this in here real quick. Um, so we have professional movers. Oh, look, a pin got bent. I took it off. Super careful with this. I'm gonna get some pliers just to do it fine. But anyway, we have the vendor there, and obviously it's Master Daniel Bocina, and we want the game to work this year. Last year was in attract mode, but you couldn't play. So hopefully this will solve the problem by changing that CMOS chip out. One sec, I'll be back. Just gotta get pliers. Alrighty. Uh, let's see. Let me actually switch. Okay, now I'm on the camera. I just changed it. So you can see my pin. It's down right now. The MPU board has some acid damage on it. It's got to clean it up or just get a new one. But my kids love that thing. They're like, when is it going to work? And it worked last week, just like nothing ever happened. And then boom, it died again. So something's definitely wrong with it. All right, let's see. We did that. We have to just bend the chips. So I got to put these on again. Now you get to see how it looks fashion. I just don't want to chance it that this is bad. There it is. It's really bent. All right, that looks good. I'm going to use this to kind of straighten it out a little bit. Still kind of bent. There we go. Like doing the CPU chips. We got to make sure they line up in a grid. Speaking of the grid, we're going to see if we can work on that tomorrow. He has a pair of the Midway grid. You ever see that game? It's kind of like Doom, where you're fighting each other. Really, really fun game. And one of them, the controls stopped working at last year's show. So he doesn't want to take it if it's not going to work. But I mean, it really sings. That game is awesome. Like when you have them paired up. It's just so cool playing against people, against each other right next to you. Like, you can talk trash right next to them. But we're gonna try to see. It's 49-way joysticks, and I have 4 of them that I'm gonna bring with me so that we can try. We're gonna try swapping the control panels first to make sure it's actually a control issue and not a board issue. But that game is super rare. I think it was the last game that Midway made. Um, yeah. All right, that looks good. Good thing I checked to make sure this is gonna. So this is the EPROM board. I'm not sure if they use this in other games too, but for this one, only these are populated. These aren't. And then that interfaces into this, which makes it work. So I don't think it'll work without this. But as far as the soundboard goes, which connects into these connectors right here, you can see them right there. We just left it plugged into the machine because you don't need the sound to fix it, to have it run. You just want to have sound. So I'm just connecting this in there here now. Really weird how these go in. I want to bend them. Yeah, there we go. And then this other end should just snap right in. Yep. All right. So the board, we definitely have to take that off because the chip is inside right there. You can see it socketed. Cool. All right. Let me plug this thing in. We can see what's going on. Oh man, I left Omega Mark up there the whole time. This will work. You think so? I hope so. I know I didn't break it more than it was. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? So, Jumping General, I'm gonna give a shout out to him because we went to the Jeff Kinder. We call him the Jeff Kinder as a joke because his name is Jeff Kinder, but he is the Jeff Kinder, right? Um, Jonathan came. He showed up with my Dell's arcade shirt. He bought the apparel that you see below, and I came with it. And then somebody was like, "Hey, somebody's wearing your shirt, Dell." I'm like, "Oh, who's that?" And then he's like, "Hey, man, it's me." I was like, "Cool." So I got to meet him in person, took some photos, put it on Instagram. Nice guy. I think he's looking for, if anybody knows, I think he's looking for a chassis for his K7000, if I recall correctly. Um, Jonathan, I would just tell you to go to Clav and post it on there. And there's people in the local, there's a lot of people like in this area, the East Coast that'll have stuff that they can just ship it to you. All right. So this is it. I'm going to go pop it in. And I'm going to put this up again because it was a great comment. This will work. So I don't know why I'm stretching. This is wireless. There we go. Yeah, so my setup right now, I have to change cameras on that Stream Deck, but I also have a Stream Deck over here. So I just have to program those camera things on this Stream Deck over here, and we should be good to go where I could change it right there on the fly. It'd be nice. Let me put this coaster back. This was given to me, by the way. I actually bought them off a guy maybe like 10 years ago. He's making them on Facebook. So I ordered a whole bunch. I guess he somehow puts it on there, prints it out, and then puts a lacquer over it. Comes out pretty good. All right, so let me stick this in. I'm going to switch over to the other camera. Well, you'll see me on my machine. There we go. It's black right now, but um, let me just get my flashlight. The flashlight, by the way. I should be able to start it remotely, so I'm going to do that now. All right, see if it fires up. I'm going to turn off the light so it'll look better. I almost forgot to change it. It was Total Carnage. So now this is Mortal Kombat. I'm actually back at the desk on my workbench here, so I can watch it on the screen, and hopefully, this always goes green. But then the one after this is where it'll say the error. It may still say it. It may have to clear the CMOS. I may have to hit a jumper or something. I'm not sure. But we can test it tomorrow on the machine. CMOS chip U49 bad. Errors detected. Okay, so let me see what happens. Okay, so I'm looking at it. It's different. Um, the thing that's different about it is that um, it still had the glitches and all that stuff, but it didn't have the secret character automatically pop up. So I wonder if this is another issue on top of another issue. So the CMOS was one thing, and this is another. But I'm gonna find out. Let me try to figure out how to clear it. I'm gonna open up another browser window here on my computer and try to figure it out. So I'm gonna go full screen here and try to figure this out because yeah, I'll shut the game off. I just did right there. So yeah, no sound. It's supposed to have no sound. Encore. You're saying no sound. It's because the soundboard's in the machine. The game can run fine without it. So okay, so this is Future Dell talking right now. So like a dummy, I put the same exact chip into the socket, which is why it didn't work. So I was like, let me do a follow up for you guys. So I took the brand new chip, popped it in there. We're about to start it. We'll find out together. So let me go ahead and switch to that one. I will start the machine. As a matter of fact, I will start it right now, right here. I just heard it turn on. I can hear Super Pac-Man turn on next to it. And let me switch over. Cannot believe I did that. So give me 1 second. This is actually Smash TV right now. I have to switch over on the switcher. All right, so this is it right here. I'm gonna let it go through its test. You can actually skip that, but then if you do skip it by holding down Start, it'll flash really quick and it won't stay on the next screen. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna wait. I cannot believe I did that, and I did it live too. Like, man, that sucked. It just dawned on me. I'm like, I was looking at putting my chips away. I'm like, hey, I started with 3 chips. Why do I have 3 here? And they all look new. Oh my God, I put the same chip in there. There we go. Look at that. Factory settings restored. The error is gone. That's amazing. I can't wait. I can't I can't wait to show my friend tomorrow. Uh he's gonna be ecstatic. So I'm gonna go hit any button to continue, and then I'm gonna see if the game starts normally. 1 sec. I can't believe we fixed it. That's what it was. I put the freaking wrong chip in there and I already did the live stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm recording this now. I'm going to attach it to the live stream on the end, redo it, repost it, good to go. So this chip was bad and I put it back in the socketed. Oh man, rookie mistake. Anyway, I'm glad I realized it today and not at the show. But it is working 100%. Super happy about that. So that way Daniel Pacina can have it next to him and he can sign autographs and play the game and whoever else goes to the show. I'm not really sure who the guest is besides him. Typically he goes because Lance, my buddy, is actually really good friends with him and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button as always. That really helps me out. And, you know, I'm on all the socials, Twitter, Twitch. I'm actually starting on there. It's Dells_arcade. But then, of course, I'm on Instagram as well. So at Dells Arcade on there. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.